Hello, my name is Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm talking about open and receptive awareness. This is a topic because from time to time, people will ask me, I'm trying to be present and I feel all this tension. Or somebody will say, I'm just trying to be aware and I feel all this tension in my head. Or I'm just trying to be mindful and I'm feeling all this tension. I find from time to time, people tell me they experience tension. And I think part of that is because of our old habits of feeling we need to do something in order to be aware. This is kind of like when somebody says, look here. What do? We kind of scrunch our eyes and the muscles around the eyes are all tense up as we're trying to look. Or if we say, hey, listen, what do? There's sometimes a little bit of tension behind the ear as we're like trying to listen. We sometimes get into the habit of trying to use the muscles of the body to make the senses work better. And of course it doesn't work that way. The senses will work even without the tensions. Tensing the body does not make the senses of the body work. And so fundamentally you got to understand this, that the tension does not help. And so if you're feeling tension, if you're looking and it's like you feel this tension around the eyes, we got to realize this is a futile endeavor. You're not seeing better because of the tension. Likewise, if you're trying to be mindful and you start getting all this tension in the head, trying to be mindful, well, you're just going to make yourself get a headache. It is not going to help being mindful by trying to use the muscles to do so. And then being present a lot of times is almost an entire body kind of thing. I have sometimes people say, I'm trying to be present. And then they're like, it's almost like they're tensing the body to try to be present. I'm present. You can't will yourself to be present through the use of the muscles of the body. The muscles of the body can't make you present. Muscles of the head can't make you present. Make you mindful. The muscles around the eyes can't make you see in terms of seeing better. All these things happen of their own accord. The senses are not active. You don't need to actively shove to get the senses to work. The senses of the body are receptive. You just need to receive. Instead of tensing the muscles around the eyes to see, you just need to relax and look. You don't need to tense. Likewise, if somebody says be mindful, you don't need to tense the muscles around the head like you're trying to use the muscles to force yourself to be mindful. Being mindful is just being openly receptive to what is going on now. Being fully here and now. Likewise, if you're trying to be present, you don't need to tense the body in order to be present. You can just relax. You don't need the effort. And just be openly receptive to the present. And you are present. As long as you don't go into the head, so to speak. If you don't get distracted in thoughts of past and future and daydreaming and imagination. As long as you don't go into your head and disengage from what is here and now, you'll be present automatically. And so whether it be being mindful, being present, seeing, hearing, these are all receptive endeavors. They don't need effort. You just need to be open and receptive. And so we can kind of try this a bit. Instead of trying to force being aware right now. If you notice any kind of tensions, you just need to let the tensions go and realize you're trying to force it. If you have tensions in the body trying to be present, or tensions around the head being mindful, or if someone says, look here, and you're like feeling tensions around the body, I mean, not around the body, but around the eyes, all you gotta do is be aware that these tensions are occurring, and then you have to just realize there's got to be this current understanding, this awareness that these tensions are not helping. And so you can let the tension go and just let it relax. And so just let the muscles around the head relax. Contracting them will not make you more mindful. Let the body relax. Contracting the body will not make you present. It is in this relaxation that we are more receptive. And so relaxing into the moment is the way, not forcing yourself into the moment. If you're forcing yourself into the moment, that's using effort, tension that is not needed. You just need to relax into the moment. Mindfulness, you just relax into mindfulness, not force your way into mindfulness. Just relax, open. And if you're just open, receptive, it is effortless. It really doesn't require any effort. The senses work. It doesn't require any will, any volition to be aware. I mean, Zen Master Bunke, he talked about the unborn mind. And one of the illustrations he would talk about is, the example is you're listening to me now, and you're intending to hear me. But you probably still hear the birds in the background. You don't intend to hear the birds. You just hear the birds because the senses work. It happens of itself. It arises of itself without will, without effort. It's just there. And in that way, open awareness, open receptive awareness is the same. It's not done through intent, through will, through muscular contraction. Instead, it's just an open receptivity, and you just notice. I hear the birds. I hear AC conditioners running in the background. I hear some trucks way off in the distance. The intent isn't to really hear anything. It's just, this is what you're hearing. The senses function, you hear it. You can't unhear it or not hear it. I mean, you can not hear it if you distract yourself enough that you don't hear. Just like you can distract yourself and be in your head so much that you don't see what's in front of you and bump into a lamp pole. So it's possible to distract yourself and not consciously be aware. But in the absence of that distraction, in the absence of going into the head and focused on past, future, imaginations, daydreams, no effort is needed. As long as you don't let yourself get distracted. That is automatically being present and being mindful. There's just being here now, openly, receptively aware. And so, be aware of the tensions. And if you find yourself getting headaches or whatever while trying to be present or trying to be mindful or anything else, notice if you're straining. Because that's what happens so many times, is we strain the muscles and we give ourselves basically a headache because we're trying to force it. We think that we need to put in effort to do it. This is effortless. This truly is effortless. As long as you're not distracted, you're automatically hearing. But if you have the intent to be openly receptive, you may notice you can be aware of so much more. Because there's still a little bit of a mind change. I mean, we're going to hear regardless. But if you're like, I'm just going to be openly receptive. Not going to try to hear anything. I'm just going to be trying, well, not even trying, but I'm just going to be aware of what is, whatever the sense is here. And you're just, instead of trying, instead of forcing, instead of initiating, now you're just sitting back, relaxing, and receiving. I'm just going to receive. What do I notice? And with this lack of effort, in this deep relaxation, you're not forcing things. And so I find pain does not arise. Unless there's an issue, in which case go see a doctor. But normally, these practices of being mindful, being present, meditation, these practices should not be causing pain. Pain is often a response of trying to force something. But if you're just seated, fully aware, I'm just still, silent, fully aware, not thinking, what is there to cause pain? It's only if you're doing something that pain may arise. Just like we don't suddenly feel pain. No, you have to be doing something and maybe get a paper cut or something else happens. You have to do something before pain arises. Pain doesn't typically arise, assuming you're healthy. Like I said, if pain's arising and you're relaxed, go see a doctor. Under the assumption that you're healthy, then you shouldn't be feeling pain. Not the same way. I mean, if you're older, like I'm getting to be, there might be some, soreness in the shoulders or, whatever. That's different than actually being in pain, as people describe it when they're meditating or being present. So it could be age, could be bad health, who knows? But you know what I'm talking about. It's just a little tangent, I guess, I'm falling on. But if you have any questions, comments, please post below. But until next time, thank you much.